This was brought to us from a regular. He lives up in New York. When he comes down, he brings stuff.
Oh, cool.
I've been meaning to try it.
Cool. From a Yankee. Damn Yankees. That's all right, though. They're all right. All right. We're live, boys. We're going.
Okay.
So I'm here with the guys from Beers Looking at You. We have
Chris.
And Ryan Hooper.
Chris and Ryan Hooper. And guys are kind enough to sit down with me this morning. They have a shop, bar. I don't know. What do y'all describe it as? Your bar? Full on?
Beer store. On-premise, off-premise.
Bottle shop, tap room.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's probably good.
And they are located Highway 3. If you're heading northbound, right past the medical center, is kind of how I describe it. Real cool shop. I found out about you guys about a year ago. I was sitting on a lazy Sunday, and it was about 11 or 12 o'clock, and I said, I want to go drink some good beer today. I was like, I don't know, the wife and the kids were busy and whatever. I was like, I'm just going to sit down and drink some beer. So I got on Google, and I looked up tap room or craft beer house or something like that, and y'all's spot came up with a couple other guys, and I was sitting there looking, had good reviews, the bar looked good and all that stuff. I said, well, I'm gonna go try these guys out. So pulled up, bellied up to the bar, sat down. Bartenders were super nice. They had all the information, any questions I had on the beer, which is not much because I'm a novice, as y'all are going to find out here in a minute. But they were, super helpful. Everybody was cool. The vibe was real chill, and I was like, this place is pretty badass. So since I've been back a few times with some buddies, and just we'll come here, grab some beers, and we'll go somewhere, grab something to eat, and this and that. So it's been real cool. I like y'all's whole little setup y'all have going here.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah. So when did y'all get? Well, I'm gonna ask you this first. What got you interested in the craft beer scene to begin with?
I started drinking craft beer years back. Even like college days, when I was not illegally drinking, I would give money to people who were buying and say, just buy a 6-pack of something crazy, something you haven't heard of. And in like 2002, 2003, that wasn't as wide of a selection as it is nowadays. But I always liked trying different stuff. I became a UFO flying saucer member back in 2005 or 6. I've made it a few times around
That's
the
in
ring.
Houston, right?
Yeah, they have, I think, 12 locations now.
Okay.
The first one started in Dallas.
Okay.
But there's one that I go to all the time, is the downtown one it's off Main Street. There's another one in Sugar Land, and then there's multiple locations around the U.S. But they kind of inspired me to get more into beer. They same things, man. Knowledgeable staff, friendly, just a chill place, always something different to drink. And with my other business, I was on the road a lot for 2 or 3 years. And Beers Looking at You is a culmination of things I liked at other places. So
it's not a bad thing to do, right?
Yeah, my other business is the industry's changing. I'm in the cigar business, and the FDA's poking around the whole business. And I wanted to get married, and I needed to find another source of income, something else I enjoy doing that would keep me home a little bit more and might, going forward be more solid. Government's always going to poke around and raise prices and do things, but I think craft beer is on a solid track.
Yeah.
So that's where the idea came from anyway, and it didn't hurt that I married an architect. We got married, spoiler. So I brought up the idea to her. We put it on paper, and that's what happened. Is what you're sitting in right now.
10-4.
And I just got into it actually on my honeymoon. We were up in Houston, went to Barry's Pizza, which is now an InBev product. Carbach turned me on to craft beer.
Barry's Pizza, the one on like in town.
Yeah.
It's like a little house off Fountain View.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fountain View in Richmond.
Got in craft beer, then I worked at BJ's Brewery for about 5 years, and here I am now.
10-4.
And I helped Saloon Door down here in Webster open up.
Yeah.
And haven't looked back.
Yeah, Ryan kind of came on accidentally. I didn't want to hire him. I didn't like it. But for some reason,
myself on him.
Yeah, people tend to enjoy him, so I keep him around.
Yeah, man, your Instagram videos are awesome, by the way. So we got 2 Instagram pages. Beer's Looking at You.
That's me.
And Beer's Looking at You Kid.
Yeah.
And all the time I see Ryan dressed up in Wonder Woman. We got dogs running around. We've got action figures doing inappropriate things.
That's great. What can I say?
It's funny, man. It's funny. Like I said, I just got an Instagram like a month ago when I started doing this podcast. And so I just started following and paying attention to like everybody that I enjoy and I like around here. And I'll always crack it. Every time I open up y'all's, I'm like, all right, what do they got going today? It's going to be good, man.
It's been
Batman and I'm Robin.
Nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, when we started the social media for the site, I created the Beers Looking at You Kid account, wanting it to be something to update, something more fun to just put stuff out there, what's new, not just be for the business, but be for fun. And I handed it over to a couple other employees before Ryan, and they made 1 or 2 posts, maybe, I'm not even sure. And he tends to always be on social media, so instead of wasting time at work, I said, why don't you take over the account? You're fun. You like to post stuff online all the time. Just make it beer relevant. Yeah. And run with it. And he definitely ran with it.
It's
he
fun,
ran
man.
away with it. Like you said, skirts and action figures. And I have to rein them in a little every now and then, but it's been a good
America, man.
Craft in America.
Craft in America. Tap Man.
The Green Lagern.
What's the Thor one?
Thirsty Thor.
Thirsty Thor. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's good, man.
He's been running with it, and it gives me an outlet too. I like to make videos, so anything you see with more than one person in it, it's usually me and him. If he's on camera, I'm holding the camera.
Yeah.
If I'm on camera, he's holding it. It's
Y'all-
everything we've done. Any of the edited videos you've seen has all been shot on my phone. Edited on my phone.
That's what I was going to ask. Are y'all shooting on phones or what?
Everything.
Yeah, everything on the phone. That's good, man.
Toppy Balboa.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been fun. We got some cool plans coming, but we'd like to, going into this next year, up the production value.
Okay.
But it's a fine balance between just having fun, and that's what everybody I think enjoys, and that's what we get compliments about.
Yeah.
Is it looks like you guys are just having fun.
Yeah.
And if we get too crazy with it, it'll become more of a job than just us jacking around.
Yeah.
Which I think is the fun part. So, I mean, sometimes like we'll be shooting something and we get too serious, and we're like, nah, we'll come back and do this later. It's just fucking around.
Yeah. So that's the envious part from guys like me, right? We're working 9 to 5s. We're just kind of on the grind, right? And not. I know you guys work and it's hard work and all that stuff, doing your own business, but at the same time, it's something you love, right? So that's kind of the inspiration for me starting this podcast, going around meeting cool people that are doing their own thing and enjoying it, right? And trying to give certain folks out there, inspiration from that, right? Like you go to work, do what you want to do something on the side, try to make it work, try to take that step and that leap. And it's guys like you, thank you, sir. Guys like y'all that are out here posting those videos and doing that stuff, that's that inspiration that, y'all think it's just a goof. Hey, cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. We're drinking now for those at home.
Yeah.
Join us.
So juicy.
It's very late in the afternoon. It's not 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. 9 p.m. Oh, that's very tasty. That is very tasty. What is that?
One of the cool things that I didn't know would happen when you open a bar is people bring you beer. It's like we don't have enough, but
I imagine that's not every bar. That's certain bars.
no, just the kick-ass ones.
There you go.
So anyway, we got some great customers. This is from one of our guys named Crew. He loves the New England style IPAs, and he lives up in the New York area, state, not city. But he always brings me stuff. So what we're drinking right now is new to me as well. Mass Riot, and it's a New England style IPA. And let's see, the brewery is called Prison City Pub and Brew. He said it's right outside of a prison that I've actually driven by.
Huh.
The inmates brew it.
You can taste the tears.
Toilet beer. It tastes the tears.
It's a little gang rape in there. But gross. It tastes better than that.
Yeah, it
unless
tastes
you're into
really
it.
good. It's really refreshing.
I really like the logo. If you're at home, look it up. It's called Mass Riot Beer. It's got this kick-ass little hop with like a riot gear hat on. It's awesome.
So where are you guys from originally?
I grew up here.
Yeah.
I was born in the hospital behind us, not the newer one, the older one.
So League City, Webster?
I grew up in Friendswood,
Friendswood?
most of my life, and then I went to Dallas for school, and I came back, and then I went to Florida for a while, and I came back, and ended up planting here after a couple years on the road.
Yeah, I got a really good spot right here.
Boy.
Santa Fe, get out of here. I am too.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm the Fae.
there you go.
Moved around, called station to Dallas, and back here again due to my extracurricular activities that planted me here again. But it's all for the best.
Yeah, we don't have to go into detail, sounds like. Yeah, man, I grew up in Santa Fe as well, so it sounds like we're all Galveston County boys.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Cool.
9 months.
That's
I had
it.
an education, but other than that,
Yeah, you're better than me. I went to A&M Galveston for a couple years.
No, I dropped out of school.
Yeah, I did.
Don't even try to finish school, kids.
Kill you.
Dude, no joke. So, another thing I was gonna ask, what is the plans for this business? I know one of the cool things, y'all got food trucks coming, y'all do steak nights, y'all are getting kind of into the food realm, it seems like a little bit more. Y'all wanting to open up something like that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, to be direct. Fuck food.
Hassle and it can be a headache.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get more consistent with it. You know, that's something that on the point of food, like that's something that draws. It's something that we don't have. If you've never been to the bar, it's BYOF. We say all the time. Bring your own food.
Yeah, y'all
we have some local menus.
Stack of menus
Yeah, we do.
to
It's still
deliver.
good. Yeah. We have a list of menus, some local businesses that'll bring food. You can always grab something on the way. We try to get food trucks in as often as possible, usually on Sundays. We've had great success in the last couple of weeks with like Cuban Spot coming out on a Thursday.
Saw that.
And we're trying to advertise it. Food trucks can be tricky in that they're non-committal a lot of times. We got a couple great ones that do make the rounds. And then other ones will just kind of slip through your fingers at the last minute, and that's very annoying. And it's a disappointment to the customer. So that's something, yes, food trucks and catering outside is something we'd like to see more of. And Ryan's doing a good job of trying to wrangle them in, and we're trying to always have some food options. Steak night's been a great success the past few weeks. We've gotten a lot better at being here, weather permitting. Every Wednesday we got a local business come out and grill. It's outside, but steak, 2 sides, and a discount on your beer. It's been very successful. The last 2 weeks, Jess is the cook, and he's sold out, and it's really good.
Sold out in an hour and a half.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Hopefully, yes, grow that.
Yeah.
I personally don't want to get involved with it. I mean, there's a reason there's not a kitchen here, not just space.
Yeah.
I think it also puts us, like when you ask what we are, I don't want to be a restaurant. Nobi, down the street, they're great.
Yeah.
And they're great food and they're great beer. And it's a draw for everyone. And I see that. And they have a very popular lunch and dinner crowd that I knew getting into it, we wouldn't be the same, but we want to be there for those guys that enjoyed something there that's maybe not on draft. We have it in package, or for guys that just want to squeeze in a pint after work or whatever.
Yeah.
Or actually, like the lounge where you come do your work here.
Yeah,
set up your laptop, have a couple beers.
A lot of guys, yeah.
Like you see at Starbucks, but we're better because we have beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they
toys.
tried and they gave up, so we're better than that. But yeah, like a lot of people use it as a coffee shop kind of atmosphere. We do try to keep it chill. We have a lot of customers just come in, put on their headphones, do what they have to do, or have small business meetings. We've expanded. I don't know. You said you only came a few months back, but like we call it the VIP section or the student lounge over there. The shorter tables were something that, in the initial concept, I thought this would be a lot more in and out. We'd get a couple pints, but people would be grabbing growlers and crowlers and on the run, and that's not true. We need more seats, which is a great problem.
Yes.
So, going forward, hopefully by the end of this month, we'll have a small fence up outside so you can enjoy beers outside.
Little patio section.
When we do special events, we rope it off and you can do that. Our anniversary's coming up. And we're going to rope off pretty much the whole parking lot for that.
Wow.
And you can drink and walk around, stay in the caution tape area. But live music, all kinds of cool
yeah,
stuff for that.
Tell everything that's going on with the anniversary. So that's next Sunday, the 27th, 28th?
29th.
29th, okay.
Yep, next Sunday, not this coming one. Well, I don't know when this is going to go live, but the
So
29th.
this will be up today, tomorrow, somewhere.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 29th.
It's gonna be big. We're gonna have Freebirds out here actually catering the event. Eighth Wonder is gonna have a VIP booth tent. They're brewing some specialty beers only for us.
Yeah, we'll have
you
3
will
beers
only
on.
See here.
That's awesome.
Nowhere else.
Strawberry Vice
Graham
Timer.
cracker. Strawberry
No
graham
graham cracker, they couldn't get it in there. But Strawberry Vice Timer, a Mango IP8, and a dark chocolate peanut butter Rocket Fuel.
Come on.
Pretty badass. So we'll put it up today or tomorrow. We just got our VIP wristbands in for that. It'll be like somewhere in the network, 10 to 15. Just got to price it.
Yeah.
But you'll get an Eighth Wonder pint glass with that. You'll get 2 pours of those specialty beers, whichever one you want to try, or drink 2 of one, till we sell out of wristbands.
We're gonna have Bird Law music. They'll be out here
live
performing.
music. Live music will start at 6, but we'll have some music outside.
Veterans Herb is gonna be out here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of veterans that like to come and smoke cigars. They'll be set up outside. We're right next to the smoke ring. It's a cigar shop that's also beer friendly, so you can always grab a crowler when it's not our anniversary and take it next door, or grab a couple beers with your buddies and go have a nice cigar. So they'll be kind of quasi sponsoring. We have a
Pet adoption? Or?
yeah, pet adoptions.
Yeah, pet
Let me think of their name. Second Chance Pets. From League City. They'll be out here doing pet adoptions.
Cool, man.
There's a boutique truck. It's kind of like a food truck, but with like wood flooring and like tin ceilings and a little dressing room for the ladies. It's pretty awesome just walking in that thing.
It's like a shop. They sell
It's
clothes
like
and
it's
stuff?
like a little boutique for dresses,
that?
jewelry, accessories.
Well, that's cool.
Some little,
I have to keep my
quirky
wife
things.
out of that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, my
gonna
wife
be
already
out,
already
though.
gave him some money, so yeah.
Yeah.
And the first 100 people to show up will get awesome glassware.
Yeah, our glassware, we'll post pictures. It just shipped. I got confirmation, but we'll have some cool glasses. You gotta get here early for that. The doors will open at noon.
Okay.
Our tap list is phenomenal, by the way.
Because we're Texas, we can't start before noon on a Sunday, and because we don't have food, which is one stupid law, one of many here in Texas. But yeah, you got to serve food to serve alcohol before noon. So anyway, it's just noon.
The brunch scene.
Last year was pretty big. Hopefully this year, it'll be bigger.
Line out the door till 6 o'clock, literally going down the sidewalk into Highway 3.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're gonna try to, hopefully every year it'll we'll tune it in. But once you line up, come in, get your first drink or whatever, and find a table. And we'll have lots of extra seating outside. We're gonna have 1 or 2 kind of runners going out there and checking on you, picking up your glasses, and actually bringing beer to you, which is not a normal thing here. If you haven't been here again, it's walk up to the counter, which is fine when we have under 20 people in here.
Yeah.
When you hit a couple hundred people, it gets pretty aggravating. So we're gonna try to stay ahead of that. No promises, but the whole team will be here. We'll have some extra hands on deck. It'll be a blast.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Sunday the 29th, noon to question mark. Somebody even asked on the website, because we put like noon to 10, because we do have to start wrapping things up, putting up the tables, moving the tents, because our parking lot is used very much on Mondays.
Speaking of Monday,
But we'll be here all night. I mean, we still have a late hours permit. As long as people are having fun and being safe, we'll be around. Because one woman was like, "Oh, I don't get off till like 10, and you said it goes till 10." I'm like, "Believe me, there'll still be beer here.
Come on out.
and we'll be here too." So.
and then Monday, I think we're doing the hangover
That's
party.
right. Yeah, we haven't announced it yet, but with Southern Star on Monday, we're going to do a hangover party. So whatever's left of their beer, we're going to tap a couple other Southern Star beers and run some specials. We might get some hangover food in Monday night, and just try to kick what's left on the board.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man.
And like you said, yeah, kick-ass tap list. We're at 25 plus beers now that we're going to be tapping for it. So this week it'll be a little shy as we start letting things fall off the board, cleaning lines and getting ready for that. But it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way. 2 years in this thing. It's growing. It sounds like more and more relationships, the boutiques, the food trucks. I mean, that's so one of my big appreciations of places like this, of breweries, the microbreweries and all that stuff around, is it seems to be like the center of culture for that area, because y'all do get the live music from the local people, the food trucks from, you know, the people doing the boutiques that selling the jewelry and stuff around here. Like, you don't get that kind of culture just going to whatever, you know.
It's like a family community. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the beer community's always been that way too. You know, it comes from our past.
Yeah.
You know, one of the first establishments built in the United States when they landed was a brewery. You need somewhere to drink safe water. Now you need somewhere to not drink shit beer. But
I like that correlation.
But,
I need to not drink shit water now. I need to not drink shit beer. I like that.
So I mean, we've grown, but we're still kind of the same. I mean, the community's been real receptive. You know, when I signed the lease here, I went over to Novi at the same day and talked to Channing, and I was like, look, man, I'm opening a craft beer store down the street. We're a different concept, and he was one of the first guys who was like, man, you know, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
You know, we all rise on the same tide, and it's been that way. We've done collab events with them.
Yeah.
We've done some, like the first pub crawl in the Clear Lake area. You know, it was between us and Dan's and him and Jay Henry's. You know, we just
That's
did the
cool.
heavy
When is
hands.
that?
Dance tournament with Saloon Door.
When does that go down? The pub crawl for
We
here?
did it once, and what was the brewery?
With Nola.
Yeah, when Nola
That's when Nola
premiered.
first hit the scene.
Yeah, they started at Jay Henry. They went to Dan's. They came here, and then they finished at Novi.
Yeah, it was a good crowd too.
Yeah,
Dude,
man,
I
and it
Looking
was
that day, and I got slinging.
yeah, it was really cool, really well organized, and hopefully we do
that sounds
more of that
awesome, man.
stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a distributor coming to us and premiering the brand, and really cool. And then, you know, like this Sunday, if it does come out soon enough, the 22nd, we're doing this MS 150 kind of donation thing. Kind of spur of the moment. It's a
Multiple sclerosis.
yeah, it's
It's a
it's
charity
a benefit.
charity event.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
for-
benefit for another local business, or a
Dan's
Texas
Pizza,
business.
W Arcade.
Dan's donating the pizza. It's coming on at 1:15, I think she said. There'll be door prizes from Wild Way. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huawei, yeah.
Wild Way, an Austin-based all natural kind of granola and health food
Cool.
business. They'll have stuff. They'll be representing. We'll have 3 different kegs to choose from. Saloon Door donated a keg. We'll have 2 of their beers on, and I'm donating a Southern Star Bombshell Blonde. So any pint bought out of those 3 beers on Sunday, all the proceeds will go to that.
Foundation.
Awesome, man.
So we're gonna, and it's a local girl too, that actually has MS, and her father rides every year, and they wanted to get together and do something. And then Orange Theory is the gym health center on Bay Area Boulevard, just up the road. They're big sponsors in it too. So, and they came to us. You know, it's a really the beer community is very cool. I come from the cigar business, and I kind of felt that was one of the last businesses left that was super small and really connected, and you know, the name of my cigar company is Cabal, which is a group of like-minded people who gather with the same, you know, vision, the same common goal.
Yeah.
And that's extended in a lot of my interests in life, and that's where beer. I got into beer because beer people were accepting, and and you know, thousands of years of culture kind of in this. Oh, you drink that? That's cool. Oh, you've got a cool, you know, brewery hat on or shirt. And
Yeah.
you've got this connected brotherhood or sisterhood that's always been just open arms, and it's the same, if not just bigger, in the beer industry.
Yeah.
Than just seeing somebody smoking a cigar. Hey man, what are you smoking? Cool. It's the same. I see somebody drinking a good beer at a festival, and I'm like, hey, I want to talk to that guy. He
Yeah.
knows what's up. You know?
Yeah.
See if he has an extra one.
Yeah.
Did you bring any more of that?
Yeah, that's part of kind of what I was saying. You know, so it's very inviting, like you said. Everybody's, you know, they'll help you out, they'll talk to you. But as someone who's not fully engulfed in it, it's a little intimidating, not knowing all the beers, not knowing all the brewer. You know, so that's why I enjoy places like this where your bartenders are personable,
Right.
and you can talk with them, and they'll hey, this guy's they're from so and so, and they do this, and I talk with the
And
brewmaster and stuff like that.
Hiring guys, knowledgeable guys,
Exactly.
service friendly guys like Ryan and the rest of our staff.
Yeah.
Has always been a goal for me. It's always been places I've as soon as if you walk in and feel welcome, you're always going to come back.
Yeah.
And education for my guys is something. Not the Santa Fe part, but the but the beer education part. We're constantly trying to get a handful of our guys are Cicerones level 1. I want hopefully within the next
So what
year
does that
all
mean?
of our guys to be Cicerone level 1s, if not 2s.
You're gonna have to dive into that a little bit for us
Yeah.
common folk.
Sommelier.
Okay,
So
wine
for
sommelier,
wine,
yep.
you have sommeliers. There's a program. Go ahead. Let's rock it. That's a delicious water you just opened.
Yeah, that sounded like a Sprite.
Yeah. So for years, sommeliers have been respected and do well. And there's multiple levels, and it takes years of education. I can't remember the guy's name who started the Cicerone program, but it's the same kind of concept. It's a very well. Anybody can check it out. It's Cicerone with a C. Cicerone. It's all based on a website, but there's actual testing that has to be done to learn the styles of beer, proper beer serving, the history of beer, the ingredients, the making that goes into beer. And level 1 is the server level training, which I think anybody who sells craft beer should. It's easy. I think it's $60, a little bit of reading, and you take a test. You have to pass. But anybody with a little bit of knowledge can pretty much pass. Anybody interested, it's a great way to learn, what's going on, where does beer come from, how should it be served, some basic trivia questions that you could answer. I think once you pass level 1, level 2 is a lot more serious. I think it's like $150 or $180. The test is harder. You actually have to go to a testing,
go
like
outside.
It's like
they
taste
travel
recognition
to the
or something
United
like that.
States and they set up testing for
Okay.
it. It's a lot harder to pass. Level 3, I've only met 2 level 3 Cicerones, and I think there's my number's gonna be way off, but around 100 or less in the United States.
Wow.
And then I think there is level 4, but it's more kind of like given to you once you're a brewmaster, and still beyond the training. And that you have to fly to Chicago or New York. It's incredibly hard. I know more people that have failed the test for level 3 than have actually passed it, or not so much failed, but just didn't pass.
Well, that means fail.
I know it is. I know, but it's like they were really close. But what they did, they missed like one section.
Yeah.
They had a review with it afterwards, and then they get a second chance to take the test. So yes, they failed, but with like a pat on the back.
Yeah.
And then they
I
get
know you're
they get to try
trying to be
again.
kind, but not passing means failing.
They got a
See?
participation award.
Yeah.
See, Santa Fe people know that.
That's it. And we were strictly pass fail. There was no A's or B's or anything. It was just like, yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
I
Yeah.
only count to 20.
We have 39 taps here. 39, not 20.
That's right. That's why I keep pouring the wrong beer. Damn it.
So I was talking with a guy. He was a chef he was the chef or a chef, I guess, at Cabo down the road, right? And I was talking with him, and I think he was leaving there, and he was trying to start and do something else and this and that. But he said that he was trying to pair food with craft beer. And he may have mentioned that word. I think he may have been
Just around maybe.
yeah, maybe so. But he was talking about craft beer and this and that, and like his goal / dream or whatever is to land in a spot where he can pair his creations or whatever he makes with his food into the craft beer world of whatever. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's interesting, man. And again, kind of the first I've heard about all this, and I'm novice to the whole situation, but it was really interesting just sitting there talking with him, and he sounded like I knew what he was talking about. I said, yeah, I'd love to eat whatever you got whenever you come up with it.
You
So
can do a lot of great pairings with craft beer.
Yeah.
You can.
Well, I mean, do you still do the beer dinners at BJ's or from
not
time
anymore,
to time?
Actually, I passed the torch to somebody else. But yeah, I used to do the beer dinners at BJ's, and we'd go over about 7 different beers with 7 different entrees. I mean, from salads to desserts to your main entrees, from chicken, fish, some spicy foods. I mean, there's a wide variety.
I think even more than wine,
There is.
There's more possibilities for food and
more flavor, right? With beer,
a lot more variety.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting.
Wine,
at. Yeah.
you got grapes. Different color grapes, but pretty much grapes. There's 4 ingredients in beer, so that's nice. That's more than 2. There's just hundreds, thousands of years of culture and so many new things and so many old things. I think one of the coolest things is to get people into old beers. Everybody's, what's the newest, hoppiest, craziest, beer out there? Like, we're drinking New England style and it's very new, but you should also respect and learn Trappist ales. You should learn, true Belgian ales. What's the difference between if it's made by monks or if it just comes from there. And they've been making success
made by
with
monks.
Yeah.
Okay.
A true Trappist.
Okay.
Monasteries that literally only make beer to pay for the church itself.
And it's good beer.
Chimay.
It's
hundreds, thousands of years of
Really?
beer that
That's
hasn't
awesome.
changed. The recipe hasn't changed, and people don't know that, or they've seen it their whole life, and they just pass it on the shelf. Beer dinners are a great way to introduce people to those flavors and those styles. You don't just have to cram it with hops. You don't just have to, throw some chocolate into a stout to make it not taste like beer, when you should, see where all that comes from. Even local businesses around here, like Brewery, 1896 in Friendswood, they've done a couple great beer dinners. Like he said, whole menus constructed, 5-6 courses to pair with 5 or 6 different beers, and
you'd be amazed. People
explore
don't like
those
certain
flavors.
styles. They'll eat it with the food, and after pairing it, they're like, oh, actually,
Yeah.
I dig it.
to open them up to a style, or to open them up to a strength or a color, or even beer in general. I mean,
Yeah.
some people get drug along to those dinners, and they're like, oh, I like beer now. Well, good. We're open 7 days a week.
Yeah.
But
Well, good.
programs like the Cicerone are I think just the first step in all the cool ways that beer has to grow. I think vintage and wide varieties, or super hyper local beers, are the future of fine dining. You don't just have to have an immaculate wine list or some crazy cognac that costs $1 billion, but you can have this kick-ass beer from 2014 that, oh man, they only made like 100 bottles of those. It aged really well. You want to drink it there. I see that more and more at restaurants. A specialty list of beers, and it's not just we have said local beer on draft. Oh, that's nice. No, they have cool beers, or beers made just for them. St. Arnold's did Killen Steakhouse bought their own Whistle Pig whiskey and then gave those barrels to St. Arnold's, and they brewed their own, not their own beer, but their own take on one of their beers, and it's sold exclusively at Killen's.
Wow.
And I think more things like that are definitely happening and room to grow.
That's
really
awesome,
cool.
man. That's part of the business helping business, right? I mean, those are 2 local guys, marriaging together to kind of help each other out and do something cool and different. And that's what I love about this whole scene and all that stuff, man. It's really cool. And you mentioned the food pairing is a great way for people to learn, but also sitting down and having conversations like this with people that don't know, like me. But there's going to be people that listen to this that enjoy beer.
I hope people are listening.
Yeah. Yeah. But, they enjoy beer. I have a lot of my friends. I think I have one friend who's...
Sorry, buddy. You only have one friend?
Yeah. I know.
We could be friends.
I'm hoping y'all will make it 3. There was one in the wolf pack now.
No, there were 3.
But
And then there were 2. Now there were 3.
but I have one friend of mine that's really into craft beer, and he's kind of moved on to bourbon, but he still does craft beer and everything. But this was 4 or 5 years ago. He was living in Austin, and he was going to was it Whole Foods and getting growlers of this and that and the different local beers. And I would come up there, and he'd be like, "Here, try that." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And I kind of blew him off, and then I started drinking them. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm never drinking Bud Light again. That's just silly. And
This show not brought to you by Bud Light.
yeah, not at all. But at the same time, like I never got educated on. He dives in everything full tilt. You know, he nerds out with beer, with bourbon and stuff. He knows all the
like a good bourbon.
yeah, and he drinks that shit neat and straight. I'm like, put a little ice in mine. Call me a bitch. I don't care. I gotta have a little ice in it. We're in Texas. It's hot. But point is, I have several friends who enjoy drinking craft beer and different things and stuff like that. But I don't know that any of them are quite educated on, you know, like you said, the monastery beers or the history or the different styles, flavors, how it's supposed to be served, what could pair with for dinner and stuff like that. You know, if you're cooking fish, this would go good. I don't know that that's very well known.
I hope all our guys here that work here can help with that. But it's also the cool thing about beer is it can be as much as you want it to be.
Yeah, that's true.
You want to just keep drinking Lone Star, man. Like nobody here judges you.
Yeah,
like we don't care. They put little puzzles on the. I mean, there's puzzles on the lids. It's very entertaining. I love playing pool and drinking Lone Star, but I do. You can appreciate it. It's always something you can share with people, and you hope to expand their knowledge or their passion for it. But at the end of the day, we just want you to enjoy a good beer.
Yeah.
It's since opening the bar, I love beer, but I too have found, looking into other passions, getting into bourbon, where I've always been a Scotch guy. Now I'm more interested in bourbon. If I get off work, I really don't want a beer. I've been here. I've tried. 6 reps have come in and tried to give me beer. I've tried samples all day, and it's a hard job. But
I was just about to feel sorry for you.
I knew it was coming. Yeah,
I was just about to feel sorry for you.
But it's and it's not like a disliking of beer, but it's like, okay, cool, I'm interested. But when I'm not working, when Ryan's not doing things in skirts while drinking beer, he's me and him were talking about bourbon or whiskey or Scotch. He's trying to get me an Irish whiskey. I don't understand it. I'm
with you
Irish.
on that. I'm not. I don't know.
Love me some good Irish whiskey.
But
I can drink it.
I mean,
You do.
drunk.
A little too much, probably.
But I think all of them kind of, all these adult passions kind of fold into each other.
Yeah.
Your buddy might be out of, or not as into beer anymore, but he's still learned some, and there's still more to learn. But he might introduce you into not being a bitch and drinking.
Drops him like this subtly, He's like,
and drinking.
He says it so nicely.
Not having to use ice but years ago, some of those antique series bourbons and stuff. A cigar buddy of mine sent me little samples of them all. We're talking 130, 140 proof. I mean, and I was like, why? And I drank them all, and I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, it's just painful. But now, like, I seek those things out.
Yeah.
With a little drop of water to cut into it. But, I think your palates grow. Times change.
Palates change. They definitely change.
Palates definitely change. Everybody that loves IPAs, eventually you start drinking other stuff. Yeah, he's barely drinking sours and
Pickle fucker.
And it was old. Well, pickle fucker's new, but like I'm trying to get him into like Boone,
Lambics.
this old lambic company, super old world, open air fermented, finished in foeders, and takes 3 years or more to blend these beers together. But it's a sour. Essentially, it's a sour. But I think just calling it a sour is undermining what it is, because
the complexity of making it. Yeah,
just like IPAs from days of yore are not what we drink now. The Americans kind of Mountain Dew the fuck out of it, and like, you have to have all the flavor. So like, we just jam hops in there. It's delicious. It's that's not what an old world IPA is, and they're doing the same thing with sours. They're like, oh, you like sour? Here's all the sour, and it's painful almost. Like you feel like there's like a stone in your mouth, like trying to get out because it's so sour, and people dig it. People like it. But you drink something like a Boone,
It's a lot more subtle.
Mirage Parfait from 2013. It took 3 years just to get in that bottle, and now you're drinking it 5 years later. There's all kinds of flavors in there, and yeah, it's sour, it's tart, but you can drink that and go, wow, this is really interesting. And then you can drink one of those super new sours on the American market side and go, okay, all right, I see where they're coming from, and they're just two different, snacks.
Yeah.
Just like I love steak, but I'm not gonna eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
Maybe lunch and dinner, but you gotta mix it up.
Throw a salad in there every once in a while.
Tube steaks.
Yeah, indeed.
Them's the best.
So, have y'all ever dove into brewing anything yourselves?
He has.
I did in college, and we get that question a lot too. Are you gonna open a brewery? Fuck no. Takes way too much money. But I liked it. I always kind of liked it. I took it up when I was in school in Dallas. I have a buddy who's a doctor now, and I think that's the answer to brewing. He has that analytical mind that wants to know why and how can we improve it and what happened here. And I just like standing outside getting drunk and smoking a cigar while we waited for this stuff to brew for 2 hours.
To get to perfection.
So as he went off to medical school and we had spent our money pretty much 50-50, I just gave him the equipment. I said, just run with it, man. Oh, man, like, this is half yours. Like, yeah, but you're going to leave. I'm not going to use it. I'll just go outside and smoke. I don't need to brew to have a cigar. Like,
yeah.
You're going to keep at this. And we got pretty good at it, but it was more just a fun hobby.
Yeah.
And that being said, again, community, Hop and Grape opened right here 2 doors down from us, and it's brought a great kind of new community to the bar. You have those guys that are just wired to brew beer.
Actually, I'm gonna start doing brew classes next door too.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And we last month or 2 months ago we had the big bottle share with the brew shop.
Oh yeah,
there. We need to do that again. But it's cool. You get these guys who want us to sell straight up representations of said styles, so they can go home and make their version of it and then judge it. It's cool and it's fun and it's pontificating, but for me, it's just boring and useless. Like, the best beer I could ever make would taste just as good as the shit we're drinking right now. And I can just buy this. I don't have to wait hours. And I'm not knocking it. It's awesome because without those people home brewing and expanding their palates and how they make beer, beer wouldn't change. Beer wouldn't have as much variety as it does now. I mean, we'd still be drinking 3 different styles, and that would probably get boring, and this shop wouldn't exist.
That comes in here, he brewed 3 batches of mead.
Yeah.
All at 18 ABV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had to sample that before lunch, and yeah, we got a little buzz.
Yeah, a couple. You talking about Vince?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vince is awesome. He gets me drunk. But like, he also barrel ages at home and incredibly well. And those guys deserve to nourish that habit.
Yeah.
I just can't. They're too carbonated. They're undercarbonated, and I don't care to fix the problem. Like,
I don't have patience. I got 4 kids, so it's
yeah. Him having 4 kids makes me not want to brew beer. I mean, it's exhausting.
I have kids.
No, that's not true. I try very often. Me and the wife practice all the time. But
This morning, actually. Yeah.
she's not a morning person. But it's I think it's made for some people.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that we have a homebrew store right next door, and people are always, oh man, is that your place? No, it's not. Like, I just sell it in here. I wouldn't rent 2 spots for it. And you see, like yesterday, I think, you see somebody walking in with like some homebrew stuff or this homebrew face I can't really explain. And they walk in, you're like, you looking for the homebrew store? Oh, yeah. It's right down there. Come back and have a beer. And 9 times out of 10, they do. They get the hops they need at the grain. They got a great grain room over there. And then they come have a beer and
talk shop,
hang out. Yeah, I mean, it's a great synergy between us.
Yeah, that is cool.
So, it's a cool thing, but it's not what we do.
They got some of their homebrews on tap over there too.
Yeah. You go in, sample some of it. They do cheese making. They've been doing cheese like every Friday. I think they're still doing that. Make it on site. Very cool. Wine making, mead kits. And mead's pretty easy. Just honey and thyme.
Yeah.
That's like what you need. But it's very cool, and without it, we wouldn't exist. But
Yeah.
But no, it's not. It's not for me.
Well, that's good. I mean, at least you know where you're at and you understand what you like, and that's half the battle, right?
Well, like you said, understanding too. I think everybody should try, even if you don't buy all the equipment and get into it. You should go to like a brew-in with them, check their social media, and watch how it's done.
Yeah.
Or go to a brewery that'll actually give you a good tour of what goes into making a beer, and that'll help you appreciate it a little bit more too.
Have y'all been to Carbot?
Yeah.
That tour? Mm-hmm. Well, I know you said you're kind of
That's a good brewery.
I was there last weekend just to kind of
Yeah, that's what money looks like.
yeah. We're
not sure what that looks like.
Their head brewmaster is like he was somewhere else
He's
before,
awesome.
right?
He was at Flying Dog.
Yeah.
Real good guy. He's a cigar smoker too.
There you go.
I've hung out with him.
Yeah.
Personally, just hung out. He's cool as shit. And he stayed on after the acquisition, and he still very much has a passion for beer. And I think it still tastes that way.
Yeah.
If you don't want the money to go that direction, I understand that. But they had a lot of money to start with. It's a beautiful facility. One of the nicest breweries pre and post buyout.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility. It really is.
Yeah.
It's they had a lot of money even before the tap room opened. They spent money doing it right, and the tap room opened and it's kick ass. The only thing, it's pricey, but it's really good. It's really pretty. It's worth a stop.
Yeah.
And you're also so close to so many other breweries right there. It can just be part of the day. But it's a cool place.
Yeah, so last Friday, and it's funny you mentioned your friend being a doctor and doing the brewery scene. I sat down with Steven Polsiznik, I believe is his name. I probably just butchered that. But he's a forensic pathologist doctor, makes knives in like that doctor sense of I need to know everything. And he also...
analytical mind, man.
Yeah. And he also fix and rehabilitates pins, fountain pens, like very expensive ones. And he calls himself a nibmeister.
The nib at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you're all over it. No more than I did.
I have other friends that are into that.
Yeah.
He didn't go to Santa Fe.
No,
You didn't even have pins, I heard.
fucking crayons. The 8-pack of crayons.
The lead ones. That's where. You wonder where they went. Santa Fe. For anybody else that's from Santa Fe, I'm making fun of Ryan. Not all of you.
But he says...
Interruption to the program.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Thomas.
But
It's in the drawer.
so after I left him yesterday or last Friday, I went to Carbot because he was up in that way, and I'd never been, and I just stopped in, and they had crawfish boil going on. Music was playing, and the band was setting up and all that stuff, and I didn't do the tour per se, but like I kind of peeked my head in there, and yeah, y'all right, it's really really awesome place. Food looked great. Crawfish, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit of a snob, so
You like crawfish?
I love crawfish,
I was
but
like, hey, man,
theirs wasn't.
brought that
Theirs
in the
wasn't. They left a little bit to be desired.
Theirs was.
Yeah.
If my wife had known, we would have been there. She loves crawfish.
Yeah. So
Loves crawfish.
that's one.
Like a lot. Yeah, I think if she could marry crawfish, we'd be over. Yeah.
I'm gonna brag on myself a little bit. I make damn good crawfish.
Nice.
I make pretty good crawfish, and that was one of my questions I have: is what craft beer pairs with crawfish? Cajun style
IPAs.
Yeah.
IPAs.
I'll let him go first, and then.
Yeah, that's what I think IPAs are great with it. I mean, I
Okay.
can tell you some different brands, but like just the style, IPAs go really good with spicy food.
Okay.
They're very, very well.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try that.
To cut that flavor, you got so much going on in your mouth, and drinking something mild or easy.
I normally drink
on
Shiner
on a hot
with
day.
it.
See, like that's too heavy. But
It
then
is-
again, like I never get filled with crawfish, so maybe that's the balance I need. But I think that just kind of washes out the flavor of the crawfish. I think something bright, even a sessionable IPA or a sessionable pale ale with a little snap.
Even Rattlers go good.
Yeah, I Schafferhofer. I probably butchered that name, but
And you have
It's-
Carbox or Blood Orange Rattler.
which a Rattler is is beer mixed with real fruit juice.
Okay.
A radler is the German word for a biker, like a on bike
Bicycle.
from town to town
Okay.
bicycler, like a true bicycler in the athlete form. And the story is a bunch of bicyclers stopped at a bar and thirsty and said, we just need something to drink. And they said, well, we have beer. I said, no, we don't need beer. We need something refreshing. We're bikers. So they just took some juice and poured it in a beer and said, here you go. And that's supposedly like a screwed up version of the story, but that's where it came from. But it's fucking tasty. Like, I really, really, especially as a summertime drink here in Texas, it's an awesome pairing with crawfish, with spicy foods, grilling outside.
What is is the blood and honey from Real Ale? Is that a fruit?
Not a radler.
Not a radler. Okay.
It is blood orange. And what's the base beer?
Actually, I haven't had that beer.
Great. Very nice beer. Is there pale ale?
Yeah,
Man,
that's the Southern Star one.
No, yeah. Blood and honey is. It's
We have
not
this-
a wheat beer.
Blood and
Should have it on
honey beer.
On the shelf over there. But popular. I think it's pale.
Revolver. I'm sorry. I said
Revolver's the brewery.
Revolver, blood and honey beer. Do. American Ale. It says.
Okay, yeah, just a nice thick malty
Yeah.
ale. American ale.
Yeah. The only reason because I know I've read that it had that
But
blood
it's not.
orange in
It's
there.
not. There's a lot of adjunct beers out there nowadays, and not in a bad way. Just like the true definition of a beer is 4 ingredients, and when you throw something in there that's not those 4 ingredients, it's an adjunct. So when you throw blood orange into a beer for flavoring, it's just an adjunct. It's just a flavor. You throw honey into an amber or honey into a blonde ale, it's just going to be a honey blonde ale. A radler, or what's the other word for radler? It's funny because I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and we were saying the other name, and I was like, what's the other name for it? Anyway, but it actually has fruit juice, like straight. It's mixed, like it's not 50-50, but it's a mix of this much fruit juice, not as a flavoring, but as a, the ABV is super low. It's usually in the 3s because it's mostly juice with some beer. Hefeweizen and juice. God, what's it? Anyway. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of different concoctions out there nowadays.
What's y'all's favorite beer? If you had to nail it down to one.
My favorite beer?
Yes.
Hophead, man. I'm probably gonna go with IPA or barrel aged stout.
One specifically or a style?
Both. Style and then
I don't
a specific.
know. That's hard to say. A favorite beer.
I think it's harder for me to say a style. Honestly, for me, we get asked a lot, and there's no real answer.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
just like
that's
you're
what I said.
saying, like there's a beer for so many different occasions or so many different times. Like I don't want to drink like an imperial stout with a heavy dinner. I want it as a dessert, or I want it kind of as a meal in itself. But you really pressed me. Bombshell Blonde from Southern Star is just my go-to. It's not a perfect beer, but it's local. It's consistent as hell. It's clean, simple, unpasteurized, unfiltered. What a great beer should taste like to me.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with Axis IPA. Real Ale.
Axis IPA,
It's a
yeah.
Solid IPA.
Yeah, killer. Anytime.
Smooth.
Yeah.
It's not overboard. Well balanced. I love me some 6 Point though too.
Mm-hmm.
Out of New York, they make damn
Well,
good
like
beer.
since it hit Texas, like I can't stop drinking High Life. We've had like 5 half barrels on here. Can't take it off the wall because people are buying it too.
Yeah.
But if I'm taking home a 6-pack recently, it kind of changes with the seasons and stuff for
Yeah.
me. But just High Life, man, I'm just so happy it's here in Texas, and I just want to inject it, but that'll probably kill me. So I drink it.
So speaking of Texas, y'all are obviously some local supporting guys or whatever, what's your favorite spots around Houston?
I like the conservatory lately. I've been.
Yeah, I went there for
spot.
dinner last night.
Yeah.
Downtown Houston. That's a,
What do they serve there?
It's a cool place. It's like a food court with beer.
Okay.
The businesses will change, but there's like 4 or 5 different restaurant concepts in there, and it's like a food hall, I think is what they call it.
But it's like
and then
underground, like basement
conservatory,
style.
like the base is, I don't know how many taps they have, but it's over 60.
Yeah, they have a lot of tabs.
A ton of taps. So you go down there, you grab your beer, and then you walk up, just like a food court,
Yeah, like a
and
pizza
try this
place. They
different
got a
stuff.
spot that sells pho. They
Yeah,
got,
my wife had pizza last
tacos.
night. I had pho, and we
That's
both
cool.
had 2 different
Conservatory,
beers.
I like it.
Yeah, they had a Lone Pine Yellow Rose with pineapple on cask last night. It was very good.
Oh, nice.
Conservative, very cool spot.
Ritual's a pretty cool spot too.
Yeah, we've been.
Killer mac and cheese.
Yeah, the mac and cheese is out of this world. If we go somewhere, if I go somewhere with the wife, it's usually food.
What about barbecue?
It's not my thing. I know Killen's Barbecue gets a lot of talk.
Santa Fe. I've been going to Cat's Barbecue.
Yeah,
Cats,
he introduced
man.
me. Yeah, he introduced me to Cats. That place is awesome.
Cats, man.
Yeah.
Cats coming up big. I seen a little. They had a little write up on them the other day.
Man,
Oh,
that is
God dang,
magnificent
that
ribs.
Yeah.
Like just insanely good.
You know
again,
that-
like I'm not huge
Hats
into
off to that
barbecue.
little lady.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's the little Asian ladies, the
Yeah.
the pit master back there,
Nice,
man.
nice. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. It takes a lot for me to go, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Fucking barbecue. Because for me, like barbecue is literally standing outside and cooking something on a pit. Like that's, I don't care what it is. I just like the action of
Yes.
doing it. I don't need to go somewhere and eat greasy, overpriced, cheap cuts of meat. Because that, to me, but there is an art to it. I mean, my brother-in-law's from the Massachusetts area, Boston, and he has gone super crazy into smoking and barbecue, and his ribs I would put against anyone's, including what's it called? Cats. Yeah, Cats. Like it's just, but it takes him days, and like he is like scientifically like just into it.
Yeah.
But he's got such a passion for it, and that's not a thing up in Boston. Like it's not.
No. Yeah.
But man, he like lives for it. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm smoking again this weekend. I'm like, yeah, me too. He's like, not cigars. I'm like, oh, okay.
You know, it's fun. It's funny you say
What
that.
we talking about here, man?
the-
It is 420.
Hey, it is 420.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, Willie Nelson. We love you.
But we're doing some tappings tonight for 420.
I've seen that. So what is how does that work? Is it actually
We're not smoking pot in here.
hemp
If-
flavored? I mean, what? So
Well,
I've seen all these
actually,
hemp style beers or whatever.
Hemp is a sister to hops, if you didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, lupulin comes from the same, which is hops. That's the scientific name for hops. Lupulin is a very close sister of marijuana.
Hemp.
What's the technical name?
Hemp.
Hemp.
Cannabis.
Just hemp. Cannabis. There you
Cannabis.
go. Cannabis and lupulin are sisters. To the extent that they have some altering effects.
Great.
People in other states where it's legal are playing around with some actual cannabis infused beers. I haven't heard any success with that, but it's happening. You're gonna hear that. People can't see that. He's playing with a Batman figure.
Right. It's Tatman.
Tatman, sorry.
Not Batman.
But
Get it right.
they're close. For us, it's just another. Sometimes you crack open what people call a danky beer,
Okay.
a super danky beer.
So we got Dangosaurus. Gonna be on.
That makes a lot of noise on the microphone. All right.
So what? Basically,
but anyway.
what I'm hearing is.
Well, so we're offering dank, resinous IPAs today. One of them is the Hemperor
okay.
from New Belgium.
Yeah.
That it's actually brewed with hemp. They're calling it an HPA, a hemp pale ale. So obviously they're using some strain of actual just plain hemp, like ropes. But it smells like straight marijuana. Like you crack it open, it's just like, ooh, okay, all right, that's the same family, definitely.
Huh. That's interesting, man.
But when people actually try to use pot in beer, nothing's really, like I said, been successfully crossed over. It's
Yeah.
not like cooking brownies or making gummy bears or anything. I'm sure somebody will do it and make a lot of money, but they're related. That's about it.
Yeah.
Use the ingredients
More
around
point.
you. You trace it back. You know, hops gave
So you
the
some
right
of your
bittering agent.
Very hopped up beers will smell like.
Yeah.
You know, like Brash will be releasing their fancy sauce this weekend. I wish it was here. I think the premiere is tonight at Flying Saucer, but that's their 420 super dank beer. And there's a handful of beers you crack open and you're just like, wow, all right, that is not legal. Like, but
I'm not passing my drug test for this.
Colorado, you know.
but there's that, and I think every brewmaster probably smokes pot, from what I've seen. So there's a lot of love between them.
So seemingly good little mix there. That's for sure. Good combination.
They go
right?
hand in hand.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like it puts me to sleep. It's not something
When's it
I
going to be
seek
legal in
out.
Texas? Not too long, right?
Not soon enough.
I hope it's legal nationwide so we can just drop all the bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't even smoke it. It's not something for me. But again, like with cigars, you know, have another business in cigars. Like it's like, yeah, cool, come out with pot so they can focus on that and leave us alone. You know.
Yeah.
So I look at it from a totally different angle, and then this guy's like Ryan, who's looking at it from another angle.
Hey. The right angle.
The right angle.
right angle.
The 90-degree angle, that is. Yeah.
L7 square.
Go pick another beer, Ryan. Seriously. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what's the grand scheme for here? We're not opening a restaurant. We're not doing anything. But I mean,
you know,
are y'all wanting to get bigger? Open up a different
Yeah,
location?
we want to make less money and see fewer customers is our big goal. No, organic growth.
Yep.
Anything I've learned in business, which is nothing, it seems like every day. We just want to take a step at a time. I would like to see some more Beers Looking at You locations around Houston, around Texas. But we're in no rush to do things like that. Expansion here would be cool if the opportunity arrives or arises. But it's just take it easy, you know. There are some things we have planned very soon. Okay, we're sticking with 6 Point today. 6 Point is the drink of choice today. Roll it a little. Roll it.
What does rolling it do?
So some New England style. We're drinking a hazy style IPA from 6 Point, and it depends if they're using flaked oats or some yeast. The longer it sits in a fridge, some of those particles, that unfiltered particle, falls
Kinda
to the bottom.
sinks- okay.
So just giving it a little roll kind of suspends it a little better.
So I had that, I guess, in one of the Blood and Honeys I was drinking the other day. Is at the bottom there was a little, it looked like honey, kind of sitting down there at the bottom, and I was like, what is that?
Probably just sediment in the can or the bottle. The cool thing about a lot of craft beer is it is unfiltered. It is, you know, very under processed to bring all those flavors forward, and with that, you get
Some
runoff.
Yeah,
You get grainy things that show up. If you've ever had the end of a keg, and like when something kicks and they hand it to you, like, here, man, you can drink it if you want, and it's just terrible. It's bitter. I mean,
can even
some of
see
the
through the
hoppy
glass.
beers nowadays, there's literally so much hop in the brew that it still gets into the keg.
Yeah.
And it's not good. It's just pure bitter. But you know, on expansion, on growth, you know, we just want to grow little by little. We want to keep just doing what people want. We get great customers. We get good feedback. You know, adding some small tables in our place and having more room to sit and doing cool events. Doing like a cheese pairing the other day. We're gonna offer cheese plates. Something easy, just small little expansions that we can do. Anything we can do to improve the service, the quality, the location. We're planning on shrinking the shelves, not so much in selection, but actually hand building some shelves and installing them against the wall. So we'll have the same amount of selection, but we'll gain about 8 inches all the way around. So
Which makes pretty good.
Yeah, I believe
it'll open it up a lot, and even that
Yeah.
little middle area, like we'll shrink it down to just a cleaner, lower. You can see everything. We
Yeah.
might be able to squeeze in another table, or at least give you a little bit more room to spread out.
Yeah.
Step by step.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, like a fence outside, that'll be nice, especially these kind of nice weather
Dude,
days.
the weather's
we've
been
having.
beautiful the last couple weeks,
incredible.
hasn't it?
Yeah. Today I
Unreal.
walked outside today. I was like, what the fuck?
I know, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so. We got a couple boys playing baseball, right? And my wife's sitting out there in the stand. She's like, "It's so cold. I'm ready for it to get hot." I was like, "You shut your mouth."
Yeah.
I was like, "Don't you say
ever
that.
say that.
Don't you put that curse on us. Let's ride this out as long as we got it."
Stay here as long as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's from Peru, and like, she's so afraid of cold. I mean, you know, if it's 60, she's like, "It's so cold outside. I hate." And we went snowboarding, or I went snowboarding. She went skiing. She'd never seen snow or anything, and I only booked like 1 or 2 nights on the mountain because I was like, man, she's gonna die. She's just gonna curl up in the room and just
Yeah.
freak out. But she's the one who wanted to see snow. When it snowed earlier this year, she was like, "Wow, this is great. I want to see it." I'm like, "Okay." So we booked a trip, but she loved it. Dry, cold,
No.
you know, snow falling, beautiful. She did great at skiing. Like I think it's something we'll continue to do, and I'm super happy because I love going out there. Oh, my ass still hurts.
Yeah.
Not skiing. I don't ski. I
That's not
snowboard.
from skiing.
But I just
Ew.
Hey man, it's vacation. but
I didn't know they had snow in San Francisco.
Right? Yeah.
no, that was earlier in there. But like, it's still, you know, like even coming back from that, like she did great. She loved it, and we came back here, and the weather's dropped a little, you know,
Yeah.
below 60 or 65, and she's back to, "Oh, so cold." I'm like, "No, it's great.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like all I think it means this year is it's gonna be fucking hot.
Yeah.
This summer I think is just gonna
You
be
can't take off
terrible.
enough clothes in the summer, man. You can be sweating just walking in your car.
That's it. You know, you can always put on blankets when it's cold. You can wear an extra jacket. You can always warm up to me, but you can only get so naked.
Yeah.
Like,
Naked
it's
is
hot
naked.
outside. It's just like I can't get more
Then I see
naked.
fools like my pops, you know, it'll be like 110 degrees outside. He's just sitting out there doing yard work, loving it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not for
Smile on
me,
his
man.
face. I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm allergic to the sun, man.
Heat, man.
Yeah, I'm white
heat.
boy. I mean, look, I radiate light.
Yeah, I just get burned and go right back to white, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah. Well, I've been saying, you know, you only get around here, you get probably 3 weeks worth of just that optimal outside weather, right? Where it's good 68, 72, wind's not blowing like crazy. You can go
Yeah.
sit outside in the water somewhere, just enjoy
it's
the day.
beautiful.
You know, we have some beautiful, beautiful days out
I
here.
think the longer you're here too, you like take that. Is your wife from the area?
No, my wife is from
Ah,
near the
see.
Panhandle,
No.
Amarillo.
Yeah,
So they're 110, but you go in the shade and it's down to like 70 degrees.
Yeah.
Here, you go, it's 110, and then
like
you go in the
112
shade,
in the
and it's
shade. Doesn't even
112.
make sense, yeah.
That's exactly right. So, and the same
concrete
thing with the cold,
radiates.
man. It's cold there,
Our cold is different. Yeah.
but our cold is piercing down here, man. You know, just the
Yeah, it is.
the moisture in the
wet,
air and all that.
Wet,
Yeah.
crappy cold. You know, I'm not a fan of that, but I mean, it is different. You go north, and like there is a difference between dry cold and wet cold.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like it. Cold weather can stick around as much as it wants.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's a beautiful day today.
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna stick around here once we get done a little bit. I gotta go get a haircut and then I get ready for this afternoon. But I'm gonna try and enjoy the day, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, we got some cool videos planned. We're trying to do a couple more stupid videos. The
Always.
anniversary's gonna be kick ass. MS thing this weekend. That'll be
That's
fun.
cool, man. I've had a few buddies ride that, do that ride.
He shaved his head for a video.
Hey man, no spoilers.
Oh.
We got some cool videos coming.
So what else you guys into, man? Besides beer, what? I saw y'all at Astros games. I see y'all at Rockets games. Y'all were at the playoff game the other day, right?
Pre-playoff.
That was right.
Oh,
before
that was
yeah.
still the regular season. Okay, I thought it was the first playoff game I saw.
Trying to snag some tickets, so if anybody wants to donate them.
I'm not so into that. The game me and him went to the other day was my second NBA game. It's fun. I like going. The tickets were free. I like that. his wife acquired them. Astros I've always loved. It's really the only sport I remember like going to with my dad.
Yeah.
Astrodome, eating hot
Astrodome,
dogs, watching the game. I always dug that, and it's great that we have a kick-ass team this year.
Yeah. What a ride last year that was.
Dude, I'm
Yeah,
telling
and
you.
you know the fever's still going.
Yeah.
People, we're putting the games on. I don't know. We're not super advertising it, but if there's an Astros game on, we try to get it on
Yeah.
our drop-down screen. Now the Rockets are in playoffs, play some of those games. So it's been, I think, a nice bounce back from the hurricane. The city's kind of on a ride. I like
Beers, bourbon, toys, and
movies for me.
Yeah.
He's definitely into comic books. If you haven't gathered that, or
What about the comic book movies?
Yeah,
You love 'em?
I think he's more into that than comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't read, Santa Fe.
Come on, man. I would never say something to your face.
So,
Your face.
yeah. So, fatigue with the comic book movies. Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay. All
Well, like
right.
for me,
I mean, even the ones that are corny, honestly, just being a comic dork, I watch them.
Yeah.
a lot of people were knocking Ragnarok, that Thor Ragnarok, and it took me a while to see it. I thought it was freaking hilarious and refreshing in that I'm tired of these to the point
There's a lot,
origin
man.
story.
There's a lot of
Stop telling me where fucking Batman came from. Stop it. If there's another Batman movie that comes out that shows his parents died, now I'm up bad. But like I think we've gotten ahead of that. It used to be like we need to bring these characters out. Now it's everybody knows who they are. Just get to the point.
Yeah.
It was kind of I didn't love Spider-Man: Homecoming, but like it was nice that it just boom. Here's a Spider-Man movie. It wasn't. His uncle died. Oh my God. He must be so crushed. Who cares? Like, he can pick up a fucking car. Like, get over it. Do some
Yeah.
cool
I want my
stuff.
uncle
Jump
to die
off
if I can
buildings.
pick up a car.
Yeah.
By all means.
What's your uncle's name? I'm gonna say, wow. That's on.
Yeah, this
recorded.
is live, sir. This
Don't
is live, sir.
kill
I
him.
mean, paintball gun. I meant, just
Yeah,
a little
hand it.
infliction of pain.
Kill them socially.
I think we're finally with movies too, though. I think we're finally at a time where you can make those larger than life characters seem real. It doesn't look like just somebody planking on a board with scenery moving behind
Yeah.
them. It looks real. It looks like Superman flies. It looks like Batman's not a dick, but he is. But like it's. I think they're gonna be fun as long as they make a movie, man, or money, man. They're just gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna keep
They're
pumping
gonna
them
keep
out.
pumping them out. It
pumping
gets
them out.
tiring. I think DC needs to wake up. They really need to fix whatever they're trying to do because I hate everything about it.
Yeah,
Personally.
I liked the Superman Man of Steel. I liked that movie.
The first one?
Yeah,
that was good.
Decent. Yeah.
I liked that one. The Batman as Ben Affleck move is not.
Batfleck?
I'm not
I
a
like-
fan.
He's a good Bruce Wayne to me.
I like him, but I'd like to see just a Batman movie of him.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm s-
like
I-
this scene in. Was it Batman versus Superman?
Mm-hmm.
Like he breaks into the warehouse and like just kicks everybody's ass. Give me a whole movie of that instead of that trash that you put on the screen. Like
Yeah.
they're I think Christopher Nolan did a great job of giving us this real world Batman.
Yes.
But Christopher Nolan should do that. And Zack Snyder for the recent DC stuff he's a good visionary, but I don't know if it's test markets or what, but it doesn't have to be that dark, man. It's trying to like make it this gripping, heavy story where we're talking about Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman and the Flash.
Ready for
Like these
Deadpool.
people are just fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
and,
get-
and that's when that's the flip side of the coin is people are so used to it now that you can have so much fun watching Deadpool,
It's
do
different.
stupid shit,
Yeah.
and it's just great. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
If that was like the first comic book movie that came out, like people would be like, keep your kids away from comics. But like now, like you want it. I'm dying for it. Like it's not going anywhere.
Those trailers are great. Bob Ross.
The Bob Ross paintings. Yeah. That's pretty
God,
fun.
I love cooking.
This shit's fun. Ryan Reynolds is the fucking perfect
Oh, yeah,
person
yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
That
born for it.
sarcastic dude.
Oh, yeah.
God
He's
almighty, he's
beautiful, man.
fucking perfect for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that can't stop. It's beautiful. I think as things go forward, I think streaming and series styles I won't even say TV series, but streaming entertainment and long-winded, big story arc.
Daredevil, Punisher.
24, 30 episode arc stuff is a lot more fitting for comics. Like you said, like Punisher, incredible.
Punisher's
Incredibly
great.
good. Westworld season 2 starting.
Oh, I'm so pumped. I just finished.
this weekend,
Man,
I know. I just finished
I'm so excited.
rewatching season 1 so I could just refresh my memory, me and
Yeah.
the wife.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're pumped for season 2. That's such a great show, man.
and
That's awesome.
there's and the success of Game of Thrones and stuff like that. I mean, that's I feel that's where entertainment's going. And even if you could take the budget of these superhero movies and put them into story arcs, like I don't know, they've been doing for 50 years.
Yeah.
Doing
You know,
that now, though. They're going.
All right.
To the,
Well, yeah. I mean, money's there. Netflix spent more than any studio last year, $6 billion, making their own stuff, and they're planning on doing $7.5 to $8 billion this year.
Yeah.
Until Disney
Netflix
buys
is a
them out,
shit,
you know.
dude.
Yeah, whatever, man.
They're buying everybody.
Yeah, Disney's gonna fuck it all up, man.
Yeah. If
They
the
bought
last
Hulu,
Star
right,
Wars
though?
was anything, did they buy
I
Hulu?
think they did.
I think they did. I think they just acquired some streaming service here not too long ago.
Well,
Now
yeah.
they're planning on doing their own streaming service.
Exactly.
Right, well, they
They-
might be using that as a groundwork.
That's what I'm saying. They bought.
Hulu.
Yeah.
But
Pussies.
stupid, man. I'm not paying money to watch commercials. Like, anyway. But it's, yeah, there's a changing in the guard coming up on how we receive our entertainment. And, you know, I hope movie theaters kind of catch up and do some cool stuff. I think these high-end, you know, have a nice drink and some good food while you're there, I think that's kind of the right direction.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more classic movies and stuff played and you know,
Dude,
all-day affairs
yeah.
or weekend passes. Like, there's this great pass you can buy for your phone now. It's like, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks a month, and you can watch as many movies in a theater as possible. Like,
That's pretty good.
that's a pretty good
pretty
idea.
good deal.
Like, okay, well, that'll make me go see that movie I didn't really want to pay to
Yeah.
go see, but now I'll go see it because I already paid for it.
Yeah.
But there's still something very cool about going to a movie theater and sitting down and watching a movie than just waiting for it to play on your TV at home.
Well, I've always had a vision of not, I don't necessarily want to open one, but I would like there to be something like this, like an old movie theater that's kind of like, you know, the grand columns and all that stuff or whatever, that seats maybe 50, 60 people in there, nothing crazy or whatever, just like, you know, you got some tables and shit like that. But it's like a club or a social where you go and you watch old movies, like you're saying, you know,
Like
and
Casablanca.
like Casablanca.
I like that movie. How did you know?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. But have somebody up there who's not an expert or whatever, who come in and explain like the cool
Yeah,
points of the movie. You know, what in production this
Yeah, that
happened and this.
TCM kind of.
Yeah,
Like, here's what happened. Yeah, I agree, man. A dream of mine. I was a projectionist for like 5 years. I like film, and I'd love to have like a 3 or 4 house movie theater.
Yeah.
And like my thing was always to have like one of them. You got to play what's new and get people in, but like one theater just be like that, like super old, and allow like smoking and only play black and white movies. And I'm like, yeah, okay, like, whoa, it smells like smoke in there. Well, yeah, that's kind of the
Yeah,
point. Like,
yep,
you're
yep.
supposed to have that old movie feel and that classic place to see it. And again, this coming from a cigar smoker, but like, just somewhere to go to kind of relive that. Have ushers standing there, you know,
Yep.
and, you know, you talk or you turn on your phone and they just walk you out. Like, I think
yeah,
that's the only way, like, you're going to enjoy going to a movie anymore.
yeah.
I wish they would do it. Like, ushers just sweeping up popcorn. That's not a job. Like, it's
Kick people out. Yeah,
stand in there. They get to watch the movie 100 times and kick people out.
yeah,
You know, I hate that.
yeah. Where my wife's from, up there near Amarillo, she's in a little town called Clarendon, Texas. About 2,000 people. And in their old downtown or whatever is an old movie theater that somebody recently renovated, and it's beautiful, man. They got the big like marquee signs, the big neon, and
love
all
it,
that stuff,
yeah.
whatever. But I don't think they show shows. I think they just, it's like a
Could be just the-
museum
yeah, just the
now
old
type
outside.
thing, and they redid the outside. But anyways, I'm like, I seen that, and I'm like, man, that'd be awesome to open up something
so cool.
like that, you know, down
it's
here
like-
where we
it's-
can watch it.
I'm I'm probably wrong, but downtown there's a place. It used to be like the Majestic or something. They still have that sign up outside. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I think it's different on the inside, but there's like the River Oaks Theater. You been there?
Yes.
I like the midnight shows there, and they do play old stuff.
Yeah.
And if you sit in the main auditorium, you know it's got the big velvet curtains and the cool kind of. I'd love to see like just a small renovation, keep it classic, but like nice chairs. Maybe
modernize
take out
it up a little bit.
every other row and put in big chairs or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, I love that, man.
Yeah, because there's some old movies, man, that I like. The Casablanca. No, I was thinking. So I watched Jaws the other day. Like this is probably 2-3 months ago with a buddy of mine, and we were sitting there watching Jaws just cause. And the scene where he's talking about the USS Indianapolis sinking and all the I don't remember the actor's name, but him doing that scene it's like one of my all-time favorite scenes. Like he's just he got that old raspy voice and shit like that.
That's heralded as the first blockbuster movie.
Yes.
1976.
Summer blockbuster. Yep. That's right. Spielberg was like 22 because just fucking cuz. Why not?
Him and Lucas went to school at the same time. All they were doing was rehashing what was done in the 40s and 30s. These serial films that drew crowds from 10 to 30 or older. They were just rehashing monster movies. They were attacking the old 50s sci-fi. They were Indiana Jones came from old serials that you used to watch before movies that you went to go see. But yeah, the educational side and stuff of that, like you should go to one of my favorite places to go in Houston is the museum, Natural Science and the Art Museum. And the Art Museum does these film expos, and they'll have a lot of times the directors come out and do it, talk about it, or they'll have somebody there giving a lesson about what is being played and why it's being played.
Yeah.
From classics to more avant-garde stuff you've never seen, but they have showings every day, and really, really cool stuff, and you can learn about it, not just see it and
enjoy it.
And you should see it,
Yeah.
Live porn.
Thursdays, I think.
Have y'all seen the HBO documentary Spielberg?
No.
Y'all gotta check that out. Fascinating stuff. Is
it about George Lucas?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're right. No, but there's a span in there where it talks about him and Lucas and who did Scarface and Godfather.
Scarface was not the same director.
I know, not the same guy, but it had those two guys. And there was like those four were like the hot directors, the new thing in the late 70s.
We were just talking about Scarface yesterday.
Yeah, I know, but Scorsese. Now, who wrote that? Jackass that did.
It wasn't Al Pacino?
No. Wrote it?
Wrote, directed, cut
don't
it,
look it up.
produced it. Don't look it up. I'm gonna look it up and check your answers.
Godfather is Coppola. Francis Ford
Yep,
Coppola.
you're right.
And Scarface was kind of a no-name director. Well, at least not. He hadn't done anything else that I really know. But it was actually interestingly written by the Natural Born Killers guy. I can't stand that director.
I
keep wanting to say Scorsese, but it's not. But yeah, no, Coppola's totally different director than
Brian De Palma. The director
directed Scarface.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, what else has he done?
I don't know. You don't have to yell at me about it, though.
As far as directing, I'm not yelling. It did sound kind of condescending, but I mean, it was more. It was. God, Natural Born Killers was
the Untouchables.
Oh, he directed that?
Yep. Let's see. Domino.
Terrible movie.
That was since 2018. Anyways, IMDb's fucking great, by the way.
I love that. Yeah, IMDb is
I'm actually on it right now.
incredible.
Yes.
All right, fine. Tell me who wrote
The
it.
girl that's actually hosting our thing on
There was
Sunday.
a Natural Born
she's
Killers
an
guy. He
actress.
did JFK.
Let's
Oliver
see.
Stone.
Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone wrote Scarface?
I don't know. Check it.
Madison Leary. Girl doing her stuff Sunday.
She's on IMDb?
Yeah.
For what? Did you text me? Better go. Look, I'm on there.
You're on there?
Yeah, but I don't have
We
a cool picture like that.
are. Let's see. Writer storyline. Details about cost company. Did you know? Who wrote the motherfucker? Writer. Oliver Stone. Shut the fuck up.
I told you.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I thought that was more impressive than the directing.
Than the director.
There's some cool like crane shots and stuff, but that's more cinematography.
Yeah.
She has a demo reel.
Are you guys talking about now?
Now one of our customers.
Oh,
is
yeah?
on here. It's
She's
crazy.
on IMDb?
It's on mine. Chris Rolfo. Oh, that's not how you spell it, Rolfo.
All right. So, what else, guys?
I don't know. Beers, and more beers.
Yeah, I mean,
Beers on beers
some
on beers.
Cool events. Glad you found it. Glad you dug.
Craft lives matter.
That's not going on a T-shirt.
It needs to.
It's not happening. No.
You don't want to touch that.
Yeah, there's things that we come up with sometimes that we don't put on the internet. But no, glad you found it. Glad you dig it. Thanks for wanting to do this with us. It's fun. I'm glad the community has accepted us, and I hope we can keep doing fun, cool shit. A little outside of the box from everybody else just selling beer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good beer out there, and there's a lot of great places to drink it.
Yeah.
And we just want to share that experience.
Good deal, man. Thank y'all for coming on and do this. Maybe love to have y'all on again. Y'all got anything else coming up you want to promote or anytime? Y'all let me know.
We always do a half birthday. Well, always, as in twice.
Half Christmas.
We do a half birthday in October because our grand opening was so delayed that it was actually 6 months after we opened. So we just like to continue that tradition now.
There you go.
So in October we'll have another kick-ass draft list and some fun stuff. We'll have some more guinea pig roulette soon. I don't know if you missed that. We do guinea pig roulette sometimes.
Yeah.
How does that work?
One guinea pig dies. We don't know which one. No. Me and my wife have a guinea pig named Ilsa after Casablanca. But so we take Ilsa, we put her in the middle of a ring under a box. She just chills there, and it's a ring of boxes with little holes and numbers. And it can't be gambling, so everybody gets a number just for being here.
Yeah.
And if she runs into your number, you win, some kitschy prize. Keychains, koozies, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Eighth Wonder last time sponsored it, and they were giving away passes to the brewery and stuff. Some cool drink tokens.
Almost like chicken chip bingo.
Yeah, we talked about doing that too, but Cooey roulette is better. That's the Spanish word for guinea pig.
It's
But
important.
yeah, so Ilsa will be back and running around in a circle. It's always
Or
fun.
hiding in a box and not wanting to do it.
That's what she does. Yeah, it's really fear that drives her.
Yeah. Too many people.
Just don't like
Too
being
many
outside.
people. Too much fun. All
So,
right,
yeah.
guys.
Is it noon? Yeah, I think we're gonna open the bar.
Yeah. Dude, we're coming up on opening time, so I'll let y'all get at it.
I'm gonna use you right now. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Hey, we're in the middle of recording something.
Oh, nope. Was that a little
Stay
tortilla
out.
lady?
It's a wannabe cookie girl. We already got a cookie girl.
I'm about to call you. You're on her territory, man.
Fake
She had a partner that like turned on her.
Yeah.
We have every Thursday this cookie girl comes. She has like baked goods, and she was doing it with another girl for a while. And then I was like, "Where's your partner? I haven't seen her in a while." She's like, "Oh, that bitch betrayed me." It's like the distilled version.
the cookie game goes hard,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, man. And like that, I've never seen that girl that just walked in. It's somebody else on
I'm
her
moving
turf.
major weight.
Yeah. She couldn't keep up with the demand, so that's funny.
I sent a picture of my hair to the guy who makes my cigars, and he said, "Mr. White,
Mr. White.
Heisenberg."
All right, guys. We'll let y'all get out of here. Thank y'all for coming on again. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for having us.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we need to do it again.
Yeah, it's cool.
Y'all tell everybody your Instagram and your Facebook page, all that stuff, so they can
So
find you.
if you want to,
Podcast.
if you want to see what's going on, like major events and pretty much events and some new beer releases, follow at Beers Looking at You, the letter U. And if you want to watch crazy hijinks,
Beer's looking at you, kid.
and that's all. Is it spelled out or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all spelled out. Beer's looking at you, kid.
I gotta ask before we get off. Where'd the name come from?
Beer's looking at you.
Yeah.
Casablanca.
Casablanca.
Of course it did. Of course.
No, really. I like puns. There's a great business in Alabama called Wish You Were Beer, and the concept is kind of like this. So I built it in my head, and I really do. Obviously, like classic movies, and Casablanca being one of them. Beer's looking at you. Beer's looking at you, kid. It's fun to say. We debated some other names, but I really kind of dug this one.
Yeah.
It's in the name. The sign, I think, when we put beers real big on the sign, like people just walk in and they're like, it said beers, and I like beer. I'm like, yes, yeah, that's why we put it up there.
I sound like Homer Simpson right there.
Yeah. But we want to tie in more of that actually, in the future. We wired for some Moroccan lamps to come in, the big arch when you walk in. That's actually from the opening scene. My wife's an architect, and she helped get that done. She was in heels on a ladder, drawing that on a wall against what I was screaming at her. Like,
I think that's against OSHA regulations,
but
Right, Ocean.
but yeah, that's from the opening scene in the airport. We just dig it.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank y'all, man. Like I said, we'll have this thing up next couple days. Y'all can follow me at the Lone Star Podcast on Instagram, Facebook page at the Lone Star Podcast, and Twitter, Lone Star PCast. Thanks y'all for listening. Y'all hit us back, let us know. Follow these guys, come to their shop. Next Sunday is going to be a real cool event. Y'all should try and make it out.
29th.
The 29th, that's
Your
right.
anniversary, baby.
Y'all come out, enjoy that. If you're looking for something to do or you want to come try this place out, make sure to come on that day
You want
because
to
that's
see
going
Ryan
to be.
dance? Yeah.
Yeah,
I might actually be wearing a skirt.
I
It's
think
not Wednesday. He will not be wearing a
but it's
skirt.
going to be in a wonderful.
I think I saw a stripper pole in the background, so maybe foreshadowing a little
I'll
bit.
get that lasso.
Y'all be good. Thank y'all for listening.
All right.
Thanks for having us.